All right, guys, so you saw the screenshot there, and this is something that I really need to highlight on. When you have something like this where you have a guy who has made fantastic drug-free progress, to squat over 400, to deadlift over 500, and to have a 270 bench as completely drug-free is actually pretty good. That's pretty solid. That's respectable. And I don't care what people are talking about, the genetic elite who compete in whatever sport. We're talking general lifters who are non-competitive. That is actually downright fantastic. So you get all these people who are like, well, I'm spinning my wheels after this point. And guys, this is why I have to harp on the fake natty thing so much. It's so that people understand the difference between drug use and non-drug use. People who are drug-free don't keep making gains and gains for years and years and years. You get diminished returns every single year. You will be lucky if you train hard and smart, you'll peak really fast. You'll make really fast gains. Every year, you should expect to gain less than half of what you gained the year before. In terms of muscle strength, everything else, it's diminished returns. And eventually, you don't keep making gains until you're 40 or 50, guys. Usually, you start regressing at a certain point. It doesn't last forever either. At a certain point, you're fighting just to keep what you have. And there's nothing wrong with that. And that's why I've made videos explaining that you need to understand how the body works without drugs and quit comparing yourself to all the guys on drugs. If you compare yourself to guys on drugs, you guys think that when you hit the 10-year mark of training that you're still going to gain another 5 or 10 pounds of muscle over the next 5 years. It doesn't work that way. That's guys on drugs who are telling you, oh, I did this and made these gains. It's drugs. And the thing is, that is one of the reasons I harp on this. I try to explain this so that people have realistic expectations and they can set goals based upon what they are willing to do or not willing to do. Because let's be realistic, most of you from a risk analysis perspective probably shouldn't be using drugs. Let's just be honest there. So for those people, they need to understand and have more realistic goals. And one of those realistic goals is to realize after a few years of training, if you've really trained hard and trained intelligently, your gains are going to slow way down, almost non-existent. It's going to slow to almost a halt. That's reality. Deal with it. Be proud of where you got and try to keep what you have. And if you can gain a little more, train a little harder, train a little smarter, eat a little better, gain a little more. But realize that after the first couple of years, it's going to start slowing way down. That's just reality. And you know, and the whole thing with this is that by me attacking this, the reason I catch so much flack by all these people is because I'm attacking an entire religion. It is almost a religion at this point that people have built this industry off of it in order to sell products and services that they've created a whole fake natty industry. And it's so that people can sell, first of all, supplements, but then diet programs, training programs, coaching, everything else. This is a massive industry. And so when I attack this religion, I am attacking a massive economic base that has been built upon lies. And so when I attack the lie, people get upset. And so the thing is you're jealous. Oh, you're just jealous of people you're hating. You're jealous because you can't achieve it. Oh, quit imposing limitations on other people. Well, the truth is, guys, those limitations are going to exist whether you believe in them or not. New age mindset isn't true. That just because you believe something doesn't mean the laws of physics change around you. I know you guys read the law of attraction and everything. There might be certain truth to self-programming yourself, and I believe there is, but there are biological limits. There are physical limits. The closest analogy is that this whole industry has told people that if you buy our products or you work hard enough or you do whatever, you can hike to the moon. Look, all these people, we have all these photos of people on the moon. They got there through hiking, and all these testimonials. Well, I got there through hiking. I didn't use a spaceship. And they keep convincing everyone, and enough people, all these people have done it, so anyone saying that you can't hike to the moon is just jealous of the people who are able to do it. Or they're just being a hater. You need to quit imposing your limitations on other people's. Well, the reality is you can't get to the moon without a spaceship. You can't hike to the moon. But people have been misled in such vast numbers by the majority inside of a couple of niche industries here that are all connected that they now believe, and it's a deeply entrenched belief system, that you can fly to the moon without a spaceship, that you can just hike there if you work hard enough, if you train hard enough, if you buy the right products and the right supplements, you can get there. But it's a fantasy. It's not real. And one of those things on that list, you don't just keep gaining 5 pounds of new muscle every year after the first few years. That's what drugs do. There's a reason people use drugs. Just like there's a reason people use spaceships to get to the moon. It's not because it necessarily gets you there faster. It's that it actually allows you to do so. So that's kind of the point. People need to understand how these things work. When you're drug-free, the new gains don't last forever. you have diminished returns. You will have limits. And you know what? That's okay. If you make the choice that you don't want to chemically enhance your body, then there's no need for you to try to compare yourself to the standards of people who do chemically enhance. There's no purpose in you doing so. Just find your own limits. It's that simple, guys. Find your own personal limits of what your genetics will allow for. And when you get there, if you get there and it creeps to a halt, you change a few things, train better, and it still doesn't go much further, be happy that you achieved something. Be content with yourself. And realize that you did what you were capable of doing, and that's something of being proud of. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time. But let me give you guys a bicep shot before I go. Oh, Mount Vesuvius.